Shalom, shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah Bahasham, Harakakwadash, and double honors to the old apostles, great millstone, who rule and teach well, and honors and salutations to the men of the Lord doing the same and teaching the same. All right. This is I'm laying backing up for the brother GMS Austere Man, which I already watched the whole video already. All right. But just doing a commentary on it, and I'm gonna rewatch it again after this sit down too, cause I'm gonna go into this too tomorrow when I go to camp. All right, hit the block tomorrow. All right, but I already watched the whole video, and just doing a quick sit down on it. For those that haven't heard of this news yet, this was posted 2 days ago by BBC News, New York. All right. It says a dozen U.S. states sued to halt Trump's tariffs. Okay. And just about the brother did the video on it. GMS Austere Man. All right. 12 states suing the president. Okay. So, you can go watch the video for yourself and be edified. All right. I'm going to watch it again after this. That way I can just memorize the topic and bring it out again tomorrow at camp. All right. And I'm probably going to go into the article tomorrow too. All right. So this is current, this is what's going on in Babylon the Great America. Okay. So this is major news. Okay. And that's going to give Trump another reason to enact or to enforce martial law. That way these other states and cities, would cooperate. He's going to try to make them cooperate with force. All right? So this is a house divided. All right? Your so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, if you can't see that this place is Babylon the Great America and is falling, the Lord is taking this place down. All right? If you can't see that, you wasn't meant to see it. All right? You wasn't meant to see it, okay? So Babylon the Great America is divided more than ever. Okay, Elder Apostle Gabar went into that one of his recent sit downs. Okay, about the paper tiger. All right, and if I'm not mistaken, I did a sit down on it, or I either meant to do a sit down on it, or I did a sit down on it. I'm gonna have to go back and check. But Elder Apostle Gabar was reacting to the sit down that Elder Apostle Tahar did, and President Donald Trump flinching, and China caught that. They saw that, that he's backing down from these tariffs, he's backing down with the tariffs. So he's in a state of confusion. He's being told, by these different CEOs, like, hey, bro, these tariffs is going to tear our country apart. And, the shelves at Walmart and these different, stores is going to run dry real fast. So these CEOs are telling him that he's in a state of confusion. They're in a confused spot. All right. And they're going to continue. This place is going down. They're not going to figure it out. They're not going to make sound judgment. All right. They're not about to make a 360-degree turn. And then, Babylon the Great is start prospering again. No, this place is going to continue to decline. All right. This place is going to continue to decline. All right. And they're going to continue to make bad choices and make bad decisions. All right? Why? Because the Lord is in control. That's why. The Lord is in control. Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah is in control. All right? And if you don't know, the Most High, who the world calls God, his true name is Yahweh. All right? Yahweh means he exists. All right? And his only begotten Son, who the world falsely and ignorantly called Jesus Christ, that's not his name. His true name is Yahweh Shah. All right? It means he's the Savior. He's the deliverer. All right? And guess what? They're both dark brown skinned men. Okay. So that got to be proclaimed too, because you still got shit, billions, really. All right, you still got billions of people that have that. When they think of the Lord, when they think of God, and when they think of the Messiah, they think of so-called white men. All right. And they get that image from the Roman Catholic Church, all right, and from these different Christianity groups, all right. Okay, so which that's why 2/3 gotta go. 2/3 are in Babylon the Great America, and they're going to be destroyed by nuclear missiles in World War III. All right. And the rebels are wicked Israelites, that's in places of the earth that's not going to get hit with nuclear missiles. They're going to be slain too by the men of the Lord. So they're going to be killed by men with spiritual powers. They're going to be killed by the elect, that's going to have those immortal bodies and spiritual powers, superpowers. All right. So whenever they don't conform, and conform to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah, they're going to be put to death on the spot. Okay. All right. So this Mark 3:23. Mark 3:23, and he called them unto him and said unto them in parables. Yahweh Shah always taught in parables. All right, because this truth is not meant for everybody; it's only meant for the elect. How can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. You see? So the scriptures can't be broken. All right? A prime example is if the father and the mother is divided, that house is not gonna have no peace. It's not going to have no peace in that household. And the children are going to be divided as well because they're going to be confused. All right? That brings about confusion and destruction and weakness that destroys the stability of the house. All right? So that's just an example of, what's going on with Babylon the Great America. This place is divided on all levels. All right. So that's why it's falling. Okay. I had more precepts, but I'm gonna just get that one. All right. That's really the main point. So a dozen U.S. states sue to halt Trump tariffs. All right. So Lord willing, that was edifying. Want to end it and give all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Harakak and double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, ruling, teach well, and honors and salutations to the men of the Lord doing the same, teaching the same.